right person for you out there is that you will be losing opportunities for finding true love. What I mean thereby is, there is no one person that 100% agrees with you. Love doesn't jump out of the sky. You find an individual that has most of the qualities that you want, whose understanding of life is practically your own. And in the two of you, you carve a love for yourselves. There will be areas of disagreement, as how there will be areas of agreement. If the areas of agreement far outweigh the areas of disagreement, then that marriage is good enough for you, and that condition is happiness enough for you in this world. 100% happiness, that is for Jannah. That is not for this world. If you look at your spouse and you find them deficient in accordance with the ideal that is in your mind, the idea of the right one, then this myth becomes extremely harmful to you. There is no such thing as the right one. There's probably the right million. There's probably a million men out there that could make you happy. As how there's probably a million men, a woman out there that could make you happy if you are a woman being. If you are a man, right? Technical error. If you are a man, right? What we need to understand is that humans are packages, package deals. Every human that you take comes with certain good qualities, certain bad qualities. Even if you swap that husband out for another husband, even if you swap that wife out for another wife, maybe she might not have the defect that your previous wife had, but she's definitely coming with her own new defects. The new package is not coming without defects. Thus you need to understand. So there's no such thing as somebody that is 100% right for me. That is a theory that is in your mind. It does not exist in reality. Myth number 2. It is only right when it is love at first sight. So there you see the two of them walking down the street, and then the heart's going boom. So some people believe, when I see the individual that I'm going to marry, my first sight, it should be almost like the Kaaba when I see it the first time. There is no such thing. Frequently you see somebody for the first time and you don't see much. But as time continues and you discover more about that individual in a halal manner, you become more attracted to the individual and you want to share your life with that individual. Frequently we get married, if you do it the proper Islamic manner, and we have very limited knowledge about the individual. But in our day-to-day interaction, our understanding of that individual and our respect for that individual grows more and more. Love is not a thing that happens at first sight. Love is a development. Now here I need you to understand. On this issue, amazingly, women understand it a bit more than men. And there's a reason for this. Women tend to be more interested in the qualities of the male than his physical appearance. The qualities of the male than his physical appearance. Which is why it is not uncommon to see an extremely beautiful lady with a plain male. But it's very rare that you see an extremely handsome guy with a plain female. Why is that? Because men tend to value physical appearance a bit more. So the idea of love at first sight, it tends to happen more to men than what it happens to women. So in this masala, it would appear that women have a slightly more mature approach. Allah knows best. Another issue also, men are beings, they see, they want, they get. Women tend to be fearful. She sees a male, she might be interested in him, but then she starts thinking, perhaps he'll hurt me. Then she needs to see things where he's considered safe. And then only I allow the interest to develop. The approach between men and women is totally different. There's no such thing as a man sees a woman and perhaps she'll hurt me. That doesn't happen to men. Men, I see, I like, I want. That is how it works with men. Oh, I see, I don't like, I don't want. Allah knows best, right? So the idea of love at first sight, it happens more to men. The problem with this idea is that it only speaks of chemical attraction. In other classes, I've called this the flavor of love. The flavor of love. You as a human being are physically attracted only to certain people. And Islam doesn't have a problem that you are physically attracted only to certain people, but the issue is, what are the rest of the qualities? Physical attraction has its limitations. Physical attraction is not what you're going to be living with for the rest of your life. It is the qualities of the individual that you are going to be living with for the rest of your life. I am not saying marry somebody that you deem ugly. No. Marry somebody that you deem beautiful, that you deem handsome, that you are physically attracted to. But focus more on the qualities than what you focus on the attraction. Then also, we live in a time when there are millions of men and millions of women. Why do you want to go retail when you can go wholesale? And what I mean thereby is, why do you want somebody that has one good quality when you can get somebody that has all the good qualities that you are looking for? Handsome and pious and maybe rich, Allah knows best. And. There's no problems with these things if it is connected to somebody that is a person of deen. When the Prophet of Allah said that a woman is married for 4 reasons: for her beauty, for her wealth, for her nasab, lineage, princess so-and-so, queen so-and-so. If I marry her, I become king so-and-so, and prince so-and-so. Islam is not interested in all of those things, as long as he is there to deen, the possessor of religion. That is the actual issue. So my teacher always used to say, don't buy retail. The one that has the one quality, buy wholesale. Try to get as many qualities as you can for the same price or cheaper. And Allah knows best. In price, I don't just mean money, I mean effort also and so forth. So Allah knows best. So myth 2, don't fixate on the initial attraction. Some people, they become addicted to this initial state when the body is pumped full of hormones that cause you to be attracted to somebody else. Which is why after being married for a year or 2 years, then the issue is, ek is nie meer lief vir my. Now they call the Moulana in, then the discussion is, ja, but Moulana, ek kan mos nie aan 'n marriage sê ek lief is vir die man nie. And what they mean by love is that initial state. That's not love, that's chemicals. You understand? The details of that comes in a different lesson that we give in the premarital class. If you want to, we will make the notes available to you, but we will not be discussing it over here. Some people get addicted to that heady condition, and they move from person to person like movie stars. They move from person to person because they want to perpetually be in that state. That state is not considered a natural state. That state is only there to get you, to push you into marriage. And then when you are in marriage, it tapers. That ultimately, hot fire becomes a nice, warm little fire that you can sit next to in winter. It's not exactly the same thing. The love mellows and then it develops into something. Like one of the ideas that ulama have, we spoke about the idea of love and mercy. Some ulama say the beginning of the marriage is love and the end of the marriage is mercy. Because afterwards, he's an old man, she's an old lady. That lusty love, that it doesn't exist anymore. But now, what am I looking at? I'm looking at a man that worked for me and my children for 40 years. Come rain, come snow, come hail, he went to work. And he sacrificed, and he this, and he that. And she the same. So I might not sit with that heady thing. When I see her, dan kap my knieë teen mekaar. But I have that appreciation of who this woman is and the sacrifice that she had made for me and my children. So that's the rahmah element of the whole thing. And Allah knows best. So don't expect that heady feeling to last forever. It tends to only exist in the beginning. When you lose your appetite, when you struggle to sleep at night, when all you can think about is that individual, that there is a state of addiction. And the problem with the addict is, after a while, the drug doesn't give the kick anymore. You get used to the drug. So what do? Do you move on to a more powerful drug? Or do you stay with the one that you have? This is the problem with this myth. This myth is suggesting, move on. When it doesn't have that power anymore, move on. Muni mua marijuana rukalini. move on to tick. That is the suggestion over here. You must fight that suggestion. Allah knows best. Myth 3, the right partner will fulfill my every need. I've mentioned in a previous lesson that in marriage the focus is on marital need. There are some things that you want in life that you don't really need by your partner. That need can be fulfilled elsewhere. To give you an example, one of the great needs of women is discussions, conversations, where there's a huge connection between the two. I've mentioned the idea of trouble talk. One of the ways women connect is they trouble talk. They speak about the problems in their world. Men tend not to be very good with trouble talk. In the average male, if you can get him to give you a 1.5 hour conversation every week, that's like the ultimate male around. Ultimate. You don't find a guy generally that gives his wife an 1.5 hour talk every week. If you're sitting with such a husband, he's the ultimate. Now what if I need more than that? What if I need an hour talk every day? Then you need to understand, you're not going to get it by your husband, but you could get it by your sister, and you could get it by your mother, or perhaps you have a close friend that is a good friend, inshallah. That level of conversation, that level of connection is found over there. It is when you demand that from a male who's not designed to give that, that is going to start giving problems. So you need to understand that the right partner is not there to fulfill your every need. The right partner is there to fulfill your marital needs, not your every need. There are other needs that you have that need to be fulfilled elsewhere. So there's no such thing as my husband must be the most handsome person on the planet, the richest person on the planet, the best conversationalist, the best soccer player, because as ek 'n bietjie van mans, soccer, dan moet hy die ou wees. You understand? There's no such thing. Your husband cannot be your be-all and end-all. He is something in your life that is very important. She is something in your life that is very important. Yes, but there are other needs that are fulfilled outside of the marriage. And Allah knows best.